Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm going to be showing you how adding a little bit of doodling onto the layered Cricut cut embellishments can add a little pop. Okay, so it's been a little while since I did one of these, but I decided to go back to this album that I had created in Cricut Design Space and get started on some layouts. And so one of the things I wanted to kind of highlight for this series is that if you take your elements like clouds and titles and whatever, and just add a little bit of doodling with some basic writing tools, it can really add something to your layout. So I am going to pause the camera and just kind of set up my layout the way that I want it. I think I need to cut my pictures down because they don't fit on the photo spaces that I have allotted for these photos. I think it was this way, and then the vertical one over here. I want to decide where my clouds and my sunshine are going to go. Oops. And then I think I'm going to do a little bit of a strip down here to mount my border waves on. And I'm just going to maybe like find something with maybe a white core and tear it. I think that would just add a little something. Also, to embellish this layout, I kind of want to find some wood veneer to go with it. I need to type up some journaling. And yeah, so let's pause the camera. I will get started on the cutting and adhering, the boring stuff, and then I'll pop back in to show you how I decide where the doodling goes and explain a little bit about why I think it'll help. And then maybe we'll add a few things on top of the Cricut cut layered pieces to embellish further. Okay, sorry for the lighting. I thought I had a few more hours of daylight, but it has clouded over and I think it's gonna storm, so I'll try to get this done as quickly as possible. And I'm sorry for the glare and the shadows that are gonna happen. But here is my almost completed layout, and what I wanted to show is that I really do love these Cricut layouts with the layered pieces that kind of have a scene to them that reflect my photos. And I know it's not everybody's thing, and I know that it's not super popular, but I am kind of a themey scrapbooker, so I really do love it. Anyhow, the story of this layout is a walk we took along the boardwalk at Lake Okanagan way back in 2000. How's that? 22 years ago. We traveled through the Okanagan, and this is one of the things that we did. So anyway, I got this cut file from Miss Kate Cuttables. It was a freebie. And what I did for doodling here was there were already like little cut marks in the titling, and so I just took my white gel pen and I just used the Jelly Roller. Does it even have a name? Jelly Roll Secura. And this one is a 0.8 or no 0.08. And I just dotted where there was already lines there. And then for the arrow, I just did some little brush strokes there. Okay, and then the sun and the clouds I got just off of Design Space, and the sun, I did some stitching in yellow around the center and then some stitching lines in black. It's not actual stitching, it's just doodle lines with my black, whatever this is, distress marker along here. And I originally had white there, but when I stamped my date in black, then I realized I wanted black on the other yellow elements as well. And then on the steamboat, again, there was some cut lines already, so I just took my black pen and followed along. Actually, I think for this one I used a navy pen. The zig writer. And I did a few different doodles here. I did some stitch lines, I did some dots, some X's, and I think that's about it. I put a dot in each of the spokes of the steam wheel or paddle wheel. I don't think you can probably see that, but that's okay. I can. And again, with the black, I just put some little brush strokes on the edge of my arrow. So I got my visual triangle in yellow, I got my visual triangle in red, and the rest of the layout is various shades of blue and white. So I feel like it is very cohesive. For this bottom border piece, I just took a piece of scrap of patterned paper out of my scrap bin, and it was striped on the back, but it was blue polka dot on the bottom, and the way it tore up, there was like that white edge that I was looking for, so that was perfect. And I did leave one of the clouds undoodled because I wanted to show you why I like the doodling. So I ink all of the edges as well, as you can see a little bit more clearly on this one than on these, but I think once I add the doodling, and so on the top where there was blue on the cloud, I used a white gel pen. On the bottom where there was white on the cloud, I used a blue gel pen. And it just kind of highlights, you know, gives it some definition, and adds a little bit of interest to the layout. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to try not to get my head in the camera because I tend to like to get real close when I do this job. And I'm just going to set my layout aside for a bit. And I'm going to doodle here. Now, I don't always just do stitched lines. I feel like this layout, aside from the paddle wheel, kind of just, that's what was gonna work for me. As you can see on the bottom of the boat there, I did like a not like straight line outline, but just like a kind of a messy outline. And I do that sometimes with my layered pieces. I also like to do little simple and easy pen markings, like the brush stroke on the arrows and the X's between the windows and the dots, wrong pen, along the edges. And so I just like to keep it simple. I know there's a lot more fancy ways to doodle, and if that's your jam, definitely check out some Zentangle patterns. But this clean and simple look is what I want. And it doesn't actually take that long. Like, it looks like, oh my gosh, must have been sitting there doodling forever. I think it was around 15 minutes for all the doodles on all the pieces. It took me longer to adhere the bits and pieces to the layout than it did for the doodling. So there you go. I hope you can see the difference that made and how it just defines the edges, especially when it's blue on blue. It's two different blues, but it just looks better. So the other thing I wanted to add on to my layout here is just a little bit of dimension. So I didn't pop anything up here. This, uh-oh, did I lose them? This particular layout is quite flat, but remembering that this piece here is 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of cardstock. So it's already quite big, if you know what I'm saying. So I don't feel like I need to pop anything up, but I like to give sometimes brads or twine, or I just like to add a little something. So for the sun, I'm just going to add some little, these are very old, rain dots from Cloud9 Design. And I'm just going to take some of these really teeny tiny ones, maybe 3 of them, and just kind of put them along the edge of the sunshine, the inner circle part. And I think it's hard to see that maybe on camera, but in person it does make, oh, that one stuck to my thumb. It does make a difference, and it kind of catches your eye, because the rain dots that are so, oh, I don't think that one has glue on it. Maybe that's why it keeps sticking to my finger. the rain dots have like a, you know, like a, when you put a clear sheet over top, you can see the clear sheet, right? Like it gives a bit of a reflection, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So there's those. What else might I want to do with these? Maybe I can put a few coming up out of the back of this. The paddle wheel, it could look like bubbly maybe. And I probably picked these up somewhere in like a thrift shop or garage sale, that sort of thing, because they are an older product, but it doesn't look like they were used at all, if at all, or much, if at all, is what I'm trying to say. Wow, words are hard today. There we go. Can you hear the thunder? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's annoying. Yeah. And so I don't know if there is a similar product to this, but definitely the jewel drops from Nouveau Tonic Studios, Nouveau Crystal drops, I guess, would give a similar effect if you like that. And I think there we go. And then I got some bling bling. I'm gonna put I don't like this black, the way that came out when I doodled the black center, so I'm just going to put some bling there. And maybe I'll put some over here as well to go with my one little dot thingy. Maybe I'll use one of these little wee ones, turquoise. There we go. Do I need anything up there? I don't know. I don't think so. Should I put one just for good measure, one or two? There we go. Okay. So I think that's it for this layout. And I hope you can see how the doodling around the layered bits does make a difference. If you are making layouts that have these layered pieces on them, I would love to see what you're making. So please let me know in the comment box below if that is the case. And I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please click that like button to give me a thumbs up. Hit the show more button under the video description if you'd like to see links to some of the things that we talked about today. And if you have a question or comment, please leave it down below and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. If you would like to see more of my videos, it would make my day to have you as a subscriber. Just click the subscribe button and be sure to hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when a new video goes up. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.